Well, good morning, Hope Digital. I'm Pastor Sophie Woods. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the pastor of Hope Digital. This morning, we're going to gather together, and we're going to have kind of a special Sunday. Hi, youth. The youth are waving at me over there. And we're going to have an exciting Sunday. There are going to be some who are making a commitment to join into membership in this church, and really it's just a commitment to work together. And Jenny's going to share some of those statements that we use to define who we are and share. And I'm glad to see the app is working, by the way. For the first service, it wasn't for Apple users. So I'm glad you're there. Please let us know if you have any technical difficulties. Let's see some messages in the chat this morning. I'd love to see you all there. This morning, though, is membership. And if there's any of you online who would like to join, message me. You can go through the app and contact me. There's a contact form for Pastor Sophie. Just write me a quick message and we can make arrangements. If you're online and you participate online and want to be a member of this church, that is absolutely possible. So listen to the service today. Enjoy the music. We've got a trumpet player today and something else, another instrument that looks like a trumpet that I don't know. And I know I just offended many people. So we will see you towards the end, and we're going to have a conversation about giving at the end. We'll see you then.
Well, hey, good morning. Welcome to Hope Church. My name is Isaac, use he, him pronouns. Glad to see you this morning. If you're comfortable, I want to ask you to stand up and sing with us as we get the service started. One heart at a time, one heart at a time. The way the world keeps changing, one heart at a time. Well, if you lose your way, but just remember this line. Love moves at the speed of forgiveness, one heart at a time. I got a hand for you, you got a hand for me. I wanna hear you talk, even if we don't agree. We can head down that road, we can walk that line. You got a hand to hold, one heart at a time. One heart at a time, one heart at a time. The way the world keeps changing, one heart at a time. And if you lose your way, just remember this line. is a righteous thing. Oh, it's a universal truth. So call on me, rain or shine. You got a friend indeed, one heart at a time. One heart at a time. One heart at a time. The way the world keeps changing, one heart at a time. And if you lose your way, just remember this line. Love moves at the speed of forgiveness, one heart at a time. If you're high, if you're low, count on me, neighbor, wherever you go. Though we take a different road, may it lead you to find. One heart at a time, one heart at a time. The way the world keeps changing, one heart at a time. And if you lose your way, just remember this line. Love moves at the speed of forgiveness, one heart at a time. Love moves at the speed of forgiveness, one heart at a time. Love moves at the speed of forgiveness, one heart at a time. Ooh, 3, 4.
Woo! You may be seated. Yeah. Thank you for being here, Ann. Welcome to Hope Church. I'm Jenny Edwards Bertrand, lead pastor here. My pronouns are she, her. We can say hello to Sophie, who is our digital pastor. Hello, Sophie, and hello to all of you who are online today. We hope that you have a robust conversation as you engage this morning. For any who are newer here, this includes online. We'd love to know that you're here. That gives us the opportunity to greet you, get to know you, and for everyone, online or in person, the first time you say, hey, I'm here, and I'm even willing to share my name and email or whatever with you, we make a donation in your honor. This month is to the Midwest Mission Distribution Center. This is a place that has a huge warehouse, and it organizes supplies like flood buckets and hygiene kits and things like this, so that anytime there's a disaster, this is a place that is ready to go, to be present. And I think we even have a picture of the truck that's headed out. You can see it takes lots of volunteers, and it takes finances. So that is our focus this month. If you haven't checked in, I encourage you to use the app, or if you're in person, you can check in with Abby or on the tablet. And we are going to articulate why we're doing this thing. Our prayer statement is, in a sense, like our vision statement, but we do it with the humility of saying, Spirit, we need you to push us and encourage us and see the places where we need to grow or push ourselves in this, our prayer statement. Dear God, as Hope Church, we pray that this is a place where absolutely everyone experiences God's love. We are a place of theological thought and conversation, and we are a community learning to live Christ-centered lives. Amen. I'll let you know that at our first service, we had 5 folks who joined, and so we're giving space at the second service to welcome new members, and any who are joining, I invite you to come forward at this time. And even as this happens, I want everyone to know that there is no pressure to join Hope Church. And you know, yeah, you're welcome to sit in the front. Thank you, Sim. Are you coming up? Yeah. Yeah, we'll come. Do you want to stand if you're not by yourself? Yeah, come on up here. And there's no pressure to join church. You are not going to get any member discounts. You don't build any points. You don't get into heaven faster or anything like that. This is more of a personal statement, and that was even the conversation that Sim and I just had, that this is a moment of a personal step in your faith journey. Yes. Oh, so grateful that you're both here, and I just have a few questions of faith. These aren't a test. You don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to do it perfectly. It's more, and I'll say these are written in a liturgical way by, they come from the United Methodist Book of Discipline, and they're what are said in all Methodist churches. So I ask this: do you renounce the spiritual forces of wickedness, reject the evil powers of this world, and repent of your sin? If so, please say, I do. Do you accept the freedom and power that God gives you to resist evil, injustice, and oppression in whatever forms they present themselves? If so, say, I do. And do you confess Jesus as your Savior, put your whole trust in His grace, and promise to serve Him as your Lord in union with the church, which Christ has opened to all people? If so, please say, I do. And then this is the membership question. As members of Hope United Methodist Church, will you do all in your power to strengthen its ministries by faithfully participating through your prayers, your presence, your gifts, your service, and your witness? If so, please say, we will. Right, and to the congregation gathered, I ask, do you, as Christ's body, the church, reaffirm both your rejection of sin and your commitment to live Christ-centered lives? If so, please respond, we do. We do. And will you nurture one another in a community of care in learning to live this way? With God's help, we will proclaim the good news and live according to the example of Christ. We will surround these persons with love and forgiveness, that they may grow in their trust of God and be found faithful in their service to others. We will pray for them that they may be true disciples who walk in the way that leads to life. I commend these persons to your love and care. Do all in your power to increase their faith, confirm their hope, and perfect them in love. And let us give thanks. We give thanks for all that God has already given you, and we welcome you in Christian love. As Hope United Methodist Church, we renew our covenant faithfully to participate in its ministries by our prayers, our presence, our gifts, our service, and our witness, that in everything God may be glorified through Jesus Christ. Amen. You did it. Welcome to the church. I'm so happy to have you as part of it. Yeah. I know that this was a big thing for Sim, and Stephen is not only excited about this church, but you even like the new Methodist logo to love boldly and serve joyfully and lead courageously. Yeah, very cool. Well, welcome your new members. Thank you. Yeah.
Like a thief in the night, with the dog in the fight, took the world by surprise. He woke the woods from asleep, blew the wind through the trees, shook the dust everything. This is gonna change everything. This is gonna change everything. This is gonna change everything. All the reds turn to blue, all the old turns to new when we get a look at you. You flip the whole thing around, brought the sky to the ground. You are here with us now. You are here with us now. Everything, this is gonna change everything. This is gonna change everything. This is gonna change everything. Everything, this is gonna change everything. This is gonna change everything. This is gonna change everything. The one who stays in my love, who takes his life and gives it up. He is the one who has enough. Oh, he has everything. The one who stays in my love, who takes his life and gives it up. He is the one who has enough. Oh, he has everything. Everything, this is gonna change everything. This is gonna change everything. This is gonna change everything. Everything, this is gonna change everything. 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 Like I know a friend. Wanna know you, Lord. I wanna know you, Lord. Like I know a friend. I wanna know you, Lord. So I'm laying down all my religion. I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord. I'm laying down all my religion. I'm laying down. I wanna know you, Lord. To think that I could box you in. I'm laying down, wanna know you, Lord. I used to think that I could box you in. I'm laying down, wanna know you, Lord. So I'm laying down all my religion. I'm laying down, wanna know you, Lord. I'm laying down all my religion. I'm laying down, wanna know you, Lord. I've been told to be ashamed. Lord, I've been told I don't measure up. Lord, I've been told I'm not good enough. You're here with me. I reach out and you find me in the dust. You say no amount of untruths can separate us. I reach out and you find me in the dust. You say no amount of untruths can separate us. I reach out and you find me in the dust. You say no amount of untruths can separate us. I will rejoice in the simple gospel. I will rejoice in you, Lord. I will rejoice in the simple gospel. I will rejoice in you, Lord. I will rejoice in the simple gospel. I will rejoice in you, Lord. I reach out and you find me in the dust. And you say no amount of untruths can separate us. I will rejoice in the simple gospel. I will rejoice in you, Lord. I will rejoice in the simple gospel. I will rejoice in you, Lord.
That is a really beautiful song. Thank you for sharing that with us. Almost didn't get up here. Someone else was going to have to come up here and preach. But before we get to that, we will receive our offering. And as we prepare to do that today, I want you to know that this is the time of year where we are, and maybe you're doing this if you're part of a nonprofit, you're figuring out your budgets for the next year. And so we invite people, if they would like to be a part of making a financial commitment. Now, the way we do it here is that none of this is tracked. There's no bill that you will get at another time, but it's just an opportunity to think about, this is kind of where I am personally, and this is what I'm able to invest in this community. So in just a couple minutes, when the ushers bring the baskets around, we're actually going to pass them so that you can take a commitment card so you have a chance to think about that. Now, I want to let you know some really good news. A year ago, when we were doing this same thing, it was words like, "la," and then you responded. And we have stayed in the black this year. We have stayed, yeah, that's good news, isn't it? Yes. So now I'm not saying we're rolling in it. I'm just saying that we're doing it, folks. So thank you for that. This year, as we look into 2026, it's with a lot more, not that we didn't have joy a year ago, but it's with some joy and excitement. There are new people, there's new ministries. We have another pastor who is expanding our Hope Digital. As I do that, Sophie's in the back taking pictures, so I got, yeah, we're Yeah, we're celebrating you, Sophie, and all that's happening. So we're going to get to watch our final video as people who are newer to Hope and who have been around for a long time share what this place has meant to them.
I was scared. I have OCD, and I know that there are scary people out in this world that will do horrible, awful things. And so there was a part of me that was really nervous.
Just for any new pastor?
No, for an out trans pastor. But at the same time, I love being a part of a community that is going to step out in that courage anyway, because there is so much hate in the world. And I think that just by being loving, we're opening ourselves up to more of that hate, which shouldn't be that way, but it is. So I was scared, but at the same time, excited and inspired and validated.
The reason I am also excited about it is because this is kind of what I do as a professional. So in my day job, I work for the university and I create digital experiences for humans. So I take digital interfaces and I make them more human friendly. But at the same time, in order to do that, for the last 5.5 years, I've been working in a fully remote position with a mostly remote team. And so we've had to create this type of culture before. And when you have an online space, it's so important that it embodies like the spirit and the people that are in the physical space who are wishing and hoping for a church like this, like I was, right? Who are looking for a place that they can call home or family, even if it's not like we're together all the time, but there's people I can share my full self with, and I'm accepted and embraced for who that is. And there's just, you can't make it up, you know? So it either exists or it doesn't, and it does, and I want to be part of it.
I was really excited to be involved in Hope Digital because I think that what we have here is so special, and there's so many people out there far and wide who could benefit from a community like this, where all are accepted, we're able to truly ask questions, not just questions that lead to the right answer, but truly ask questions and explore things and be loved all the while. I think that it's rare.
I think what I'm looking forward to most at Hope is watching how we grow. I've always, since the first day I started right before we shut down and moved out of the old location and had to fix up this place. And the whole time I kept feeling there's a real reason we're doing this, and I feel like at some point it's gonna catch, and when it does, watch out, because we might outgrow this space faster than we anticipated. And in some ways, we're doing that.
One of my favorite things about Hope has been able to hear everyone's story as they walk through the door and seeing where they've come from or what they've experienced, and how Hope is that safe zone for them, or that safe space where it's not anything like what they've experienced before. Like, it's not as intimidating, or it's not just the expectations of being a perfect Christian, whatever that is, aren't thrown at you as you walk in, right? So I want to see more of that. I love that I feel like every Sunday morning somebody new comes through the door. There are faces I don't recognize, and like I said, I've been here since the beginning, and I see new people every Sunday. It makes me so happy, and just getting to hear from them why they're here is, I think, my favorite part of growing. I'm so excited for that.
In the 11th chapter of Matthew, Jesus says this to people who are considering stepping into this movement with him. He says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and are carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." This week we conclude our series called Rooted in Hope, kind of getting a sense of what it means to be a part of this faith community. And we are on the final 2 practices of hope. We have looked at all of these practices of faith that you can engage in, kind of thinking, your own spirit, your soul knows what it needs. It knows what it needs to grow. And so we started with worship and community, and we then talked about invitation and care. Last week we looked at generosity and service, the ways that we give. And this week we're concluding with Sabbath and leadership, which in some ways seem like opposite things. And because, we need leaders in the world. We need leaders in our communities. We need leaders in our workspaces. We need leaders in this church. And so it seems like when you think of leadership, that is a lot of doing and thinking about doing and then doing more. So what does Sabbath have to do with that? A lot. It has a lot to do with it. It maybe has everything to do with it. Because unless you have invested the time to really understand what your soul needs and where you are and who you are, then you're probably not in a place to provide leadership. And that's certainly something that we'd expect to say in the church, right? Well, I'll tell you, when I was doing the last degree that Ryan told me that I'm allowed to get, a third of the degree, 2/3 of the degree were in the seminary. A third of the degree was at Northwestern's Kellogg School of Management. It's where people can get an MBA. I'm like, can I go back and get an MBA? No, you may not. But I was really looking forward to this. We were going to get MBA professors that would be teaching us about leadership. That's something that I've always heard about clergy, that their clergy tend to be really good at the soft skills and less good at the leadership and administration that's needed. So I appreciated getting to invest time in this. My cohort, if you will, in order to get this doctorate, you have to be actively engaged in ministry. So it was all people who were in the practice of ministry. We had someone from another country who's actually a bishop, a couple of people who are district superintendents, meaning they're over about 100 churches and clergy. So these are leaders. I was actually in my 30s. I was the youngest one as a part of my cohort, but we sat down. First day, first professor, Dr. Kramer, and he comes in there and he's like, I've never been so nervous to be in front of a group of people because my gig at Northwestern is teaching about values-based leadership. And of course, all of you already know that. So I am sure that everything that I'm going to share, you already know. Well, the first thing he says is that his first leadership lesson was when he was in his 20s and he was dating someone that he wanted to get engaged to. He wanted to marry, and that is who he ultimately married. And his father-in-law-to-be said, hey, I see you are getting started in this career path. He was working for a large corporation. I always go on a retreat for corporate leaders. Would you like to join me? And he's thinking, yes, I'd like to impress you. So he said, yes, I'd like to join you. And they had to fly, thank you. They had to fly to the retreat. And so this guy is the type of guy, and I can tell you from having experienced him live and in person. Speaking of airplanes, for those of you online, we just heard the airplane go right over. It must mean when the wind paths are a certain way, the airplanes go over us, but when they're a different way, we don't hear them at all. I digress. So to make my point about this guy, Harry Kramer, he's more animated than I am. He chases more squirrels. He's really outgoing and likes to be around people. Like as far as you can get on the extroversion scale, that's where he is. He's also type A, so he does like to get things done and say that he's accomplished things. So he was going to get this retreat done. He was going to win this retreat. He was going to win the favor of this man. And he got on the airplane, and as they were flying and it was too late to turn around, his future father-in-law says, and by the way, this 3-day retreat is entirely silent. So he looks at all of us and is like, oh, surely you guys are all faith leaders. You've probably done this a lot. And we all, just like deer in the headlights, I don't know that any of us in the room had done 3 full days of silence. He shared with us at the time that he did it every year. I don't know if he still does, but at that time he'd done 30 straight years of silent retreats. Because he felt that investment in Sabbath time, that investment in silence is what allows you to learn who you are and to really understand why you are leading in any way that you're leading. He ended up writing a book that basically was the lecture that we got over the course of that class, and it was called Values-Based Leadership. He says the objective about values-based leadership is to do the right thing by making choices and decisions that are aligned with your values. It sounds pretty Christ-centered too, doesn't it? And so in this book, he says the very first thing that you must do to be a values-based leader is self-reflection. And then he shares that story about the retreat. The very first thing you must do to be a strong leader is to take Sabbath. Now, what is Sabbath? You probably heard it talked about positively and negatively. For a long time, it sort of had a bad rap because it was like a list of things you could and could not do. If it was the Lord's day, you shall not do this, you shall not do that, you shall not do this. And you must spend the whole day thinking about God. And so then there were all kinds of enjoyable things that people couldn't do. And I think my sense is Jesus would say, you are missing the point, which is what he said over and over to people in his day. Because remember, and you might not, I don't expect you to remember, we weren't there and you don't have had to have read the Bible to be here, but let me tell you that there are scriptures where people say, Jesus, they're not practicing the Sabbath the right way. They're messing it up. And he says, you're missing the point. I wonder how many airplanes are going to go over us today. You're missing the point. It's not about what you do and don't do. It's about reconnecting your soul to God. It's about investing that time. And furthermore, Sabbath is meant as a gift to you, not as a burden. Sabbath, you can think of it this way, is like a pause button for life. It's not the stop, like back when you used to have to, it's not Xing out of Netflix. It's not turning off Spotify, whatever. It's the pause button. What's to come is still out there. It's not stepping away from everything forever, but it is saying, okay, right now, I'm going to take a pause because this is what I need to really understand who I am. In a couple of weeks, I won't be here with you because I'm going to be with a dear friend who's going through a major life transition, and we're going to take a pause in our life. We're both clergy. We're going to take a pause and go on a trip together and do this kind of self-reflection. Something else, Sabbath is actually an act of resistance. It's a way of saying, I don't have to stay in this cycle of busy and consumerism and capitalism, and I don't have to stay on that hamster wheel at all time, feeling the pressures coming in from outside. It's an act of resistance to say, no, I do get time for rest, for enjoyment, for love, for companionship, for all that life has to offer. It's an act of resistance. And in taking that time, you nourish your soul. You slow down enough to kind of hear even what's needed. And then you can figure out what those next steps are. This is the first thing that a guy who had been a CEO for a multi-billion-dollar, multinational company said was needed. The other things that come after it, he tended to say are important, but only important in so much as you've invested the time to engage in Sabbath. The next thing that is values-based leadership is having balance and perspective. That is to say that you create the kind of life where you have balance so you can take this time. It is about, it's balance and perspective, not only in, hey, Trisha, I think we have, maybe it just says balance and perspective. It tells me nothing else. Balance and perspective, that you can get out of your own head. It's so easy when you're in leadership to think, I need to have all the answers, or maybe I think I have all of the answers. And a values-based leader is always willing to say, no, there are other perspectives and other ideas and other things that I haven't even considered before. As I stand up here, starting August of 2025, I am entering my 34th year of being in ministry. Probably at that point, I could say, okay, there's some things I know how to do, and there's some things I know I'm not going to do. But I'll tell you that this perspective has become even more important. It's like, the longer you do a thing, the more you really understand what you don't know. Recently, I had to make a decision here at the church, and I want you to know that I ended up calling no less than 5 people. People who are within the church, outside the church, people in larger congregations. I called a mentor from the past. You can't do that for everything when you're a leader, but you know the times when you're like, I really have to get some perspective on this. The next one is true self-confidence. Not that. And we've all had to fake it till we make it before. But when you can get comfortable in your own skin, probably because you've invested time in Sabbath or silence or connection with the source of all life, people around you appreciate when you have actual self-confidence, not false humility, like, oh no, not that. I'm not talking about, say it isn't so, I haven't done all those wonderful things. Just assuredness, yeah, I know who I am, and in knowing who I am, I have the energy and the focus to look at who you are and to pay attention to what you need. And then you get to build teams or systems or organizations where you really are living out the values for you as a person and your organization. And of course, this is what we strive to do in the church. How fascinating that I learned it from the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company. And finally, a sense of genuine humility. Now, this is a chapter and a lecture that takes a very, very long time when Professor Kramer is interacting with people who have been admitted to an elite university and are preparing for a life where they will be very successful, likely. But as I read it, I thought, okay, as people of faith, we get this one. Because this is the model that Jesus offers to us. As I read what he wrote, I thought, I understand the words genuine humility. The language that I would use for this is servant leadership. It's the kind of leadership where, yes, you know what you're doing, but you are also aware of the needs of the people around you, and you are continually inviting other people to be part of it with you. That is how Jesus lived his life. Yes, Jesus took time away to refuel and to refresh and to rebuild. And you see that in his stories as Jesus went away to pray or to rest or to eat. We see these. Jesus wasn't just going. There are times that he went away. And then when he was out providing that leadership, it was with a servant heart. Come to me, all you who are weary and carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and I will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. If you're feeling called to greater leadership in your life, in whatever area that is, I think that a question that I must ask, that you must ask is, what does Sabbath look like for you? What will you do? What will I do to make room for Sabbath in your life? And when will you start? This morning, for those of us in the room, I'm going to invite us to start around the communion table. For those of you online, you will get to connect live with Sophie at this time to invest further conversation with each other.
Well, welcome back, Hope Digital. I had asked a question there in the chat. I saw some people starting to answer it. What does rest look like for you? I have youth dancing on the other side of the camera right this second. Jenny, yes, it is one of yours. So I wanted to talk for a few minutes about exactly now it's both of them, I'm concerned. Anyway, so we're talking about a few things today. We talked about leadership and Sabbath and rest. And I wanted to talk about one of the ways that we get to do both of those things, not just leadership, but rest ourselves, which is that we get to give to this place and make sure all of the ministries happen, the leadership can happen, the lights can stay on in the building, all of those kind of things. So today in service, there was a commitment card that was passed around during the offering. And so I'm going to be making a digital form of this, and it'll be up on the website hopefully this afternoon, depending on how fast I write that. And it'll be up there for you to fill out so we can hear what your commitment to the church is financially. It may be $5, it may be $10, it may be that full tithe, which we expect no one to do that. It is not a requirement of this place. We ask that you give what you can to support this ministry. And most of the funds go right into the general fund, which covers everything. And that includes me as well. In some different ways. My funding is coming from a grant that I received from the annual conference, as well as personal friends and family who have given. That's why we still have that link that says Hope Digital under the giving, is so that when I talk to a friend or family member or an acquaintance, a colleague that wants to support this ministry with us, I can give them a specific link so that we know it's going there. really, if you want to give to Hope Digital and Hope Church in general, give to the general fund. If you're one of our normal online people, we track all of that. We'll know that that's what it's going for. But again, most of my salary right now is at friends and family, and then, of course, the grant from the conference. All of this to say is that's how I'm able to be here to lead you all in fun discussions. We figured out what a flugelhorn looks like today, so that's wonderful. I'm glad about that because I did not know what it was. I was set straight. Thank goodness Paige was around and I could ask. But for us, our time together is so important. We're finding new ways to continue to grow, and I'm excited about a few new ministries that we are going to be talking about very, very soon. We have a leadership meeting tonight, and after that, we'll have some things settled and dates given out and all of that. And the Hope Digital Discord is going to be live very soon. So all of those things are going to be there to help one another, to communicate, to create this place of connection. So this week I ask that you both take leadership on, find ways to lead in your community and in the world, and also find time to take care of yourself. That Sabbath rest that is not required, but is a gift to us. Go forth in today, in the beautiful fall day, and proclaim your love for one another. Go in peace. Bye-bye.